Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock. Happy Sunday to you all. So I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. So guys, I wanted to chat with you all today. I'm going to jump right in. I wanted to talk to you all about the process. Sometimes you have to go through hell to get to heaven. And guys, I think it's so common and that many people don't realize that in order to get to the other side of victory, sometimes you got to go through it. So, we have these visions, we have these dreams and desires, and we just think because God has shown it to us that it just comes easy. And I know I was guilty of that. Like God, because I am a visionary and everything that God shows me always come to pass. But I always felt like, okay, God, you show it to me. Let's get it. Let's get it. Tomorrow, let's get it. Like, come on. And if I'm honest, some of those things has been the biggest fight of my life. However, because I know God has shown it to me and that God does not lie, then it made me fight even harder. Meaning I'm not going to give up. Guys, you may hear my dog snoring. I'm sorry. I know that I would not give up. So when you hear from God, that's what gives you that strength to keep fighting and moving forward. And what happens is sometimes when you're in the middle of that battle, in the middle of that process, it becomes so intense that you even start to question, did God even really tell me this? And it's easy to give up. But if you keep your eye on the prize, let it be that marriage that was so great at the beginning and God showed you that this was a perfect spouse for you. Or that job, that dream job that you wanted. And now it's almost like you hate going to work. Whatever that thing is, you know what that thing is. And, we see all these things, or that home that you were so happy to sign, but, the mortgage and the deed and all that stuff. And now it's like, you're like, I just wish I had rented this apartment. So I think, we go from just seeing the vision or seeing the goal or the blessing, and we just think that it goes from vision to happiness forever. And it doesn't. But it can get there. It's just that you have to go through the messy process. And if you stick it out, you will see the blessings on the other side. You know what, guys? There's a couple of things, several things in my life that I can think about, that when God showed it to me, it was clear as day. And it was like, okay, God, yeah, I hear you. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm preparing for tomorrow. Yeah. And when tomorrow came, when tomorrow came, and the next day, there's been times I was turned upside down on my head. And I could not understand it because I'm like, there's no way you could show me something and now all hell is breaking loose. It makes no sense. So in saying that, I fought it out because I'm not one to give up. Like, I fight to the end. I fight until I hear from God to say, okay, job well done, or you got to let go, whatever. But I make sure I hear from God first. But the times, which is 95%, probably higher if I'm honest, that I stuck it out because God didn't give me the okay to walk away from it yet. Each and every time I saw the victory. Each and every time it led to just that paradise of the vision you saw initially. Right. So it's like, now that I can see the vision clearly and I can now touch it because I'm in it. Because when I was in the process, or when, all hell was breaking loose to get to the end, I couldn't see it. Nothing made sense. But because I stuck it out and I didn't give up, and I fought, I cried, I kicked, I screamed, but I couldn't give up because I didn't hear the okay from God to give up. And again, I'm just not a person to give up really easy. If you're someone who gives up easy, you're not going to see a lot of your blessings, because before God releases any blessings to you, he got to take you through a process. Sometimes that process is to clean you up and get you prepared for it, because you're not you're really not ready for whatever the blessing is, right? He got to prepare you for it. So preparing comes with stripping. Preparing comes with, isolation, so many other things you have to go through. And then he's working on the other thing and the other person in the process. So once you do your work and, he deals with the other person or the other thing, he will soon bring it together in its perfect form. And it will blow your mind. Like there's some things that that's pinging in my mind right now about my business. And it was hell. And that's what pisses me off about people who may look at you. And I'm sure you guys get this as well. You go through this as well. People might look at your life and they want to envy you because they think like you might have it all together, or because you got this and you got this and you got this. And they don't even know what you went through. They don't know the sacrifices. They don't know what you went through. They just see, the victories. And so that's why you have to be careful what you ask for, because you can ask for all kinds of blessings, but are you really prepared to deal with the things, the sacrifices, and all that stuff that comes with it, persecution, all that stuff? But guys, whatever that thing is for you, is it that marriage? Is it that relationship? Is it the business idea? Is it the dream job, the dream home, the child that you want to adopt, the child you want to have? What is it that process is now kicking your butt and it makes absolutely no sense? So you're questioning God, why would you show me something? Why would you even introduce me to something? And now all hell is breaking loose. It's the process. You got to go through the hell to get through the end. That's why it's so important sometimes not to give up on something or someone so easy. Now, when you know for a fact you've heard from God, like you've been clear that you heard from God, that it's time to shift, then you move. But if God hasn't, listen, I wouldn't get into details, of course, but there's a particular person in my business. You guys know if you don't know, I have a healthcare agency, but there's a particular person that came in who had more mental and psychological issues than healthcare issues. And every single person had given up on this person, including their family, immediate family, everybody, right? And God had been very clear to me that I was the one assigned to, make things right. So I had this person come into my business, the whole 9 yards. Listen, it's been three years now. Out of those 3 years, it took about a good year and a half to eat. My dog is snoring so loud, guys, and I'm sure you guys hear her. No, she's looking at me. Yes, you're snoring. Stop snoring. It took a year and a half to even get some type of balance. And I cried and I begged. I wanted to give up on this person. I had every right, every legal right, every right. But God kept telling me, if you give up on this one, I'll snatch your whole business, right? So it was almost like a demand. And again, I'm very obedient. Whatever God tells me to do, no matter how hard it is, I'm going to be obedient. And once he told me that I'm the only person, who could get this thing done, it was hell. It was pure hell. Hell. I can't even tell. Listen, when I say hell, please understand it was hell. But now, this particular person is still with my company. And when I tell you this person is now a saint. When I tell you a saint, I mean a saint. And I know it came, some things physically, of course, because I love what I do. And my client's going to get top-notch care, period. However, this was a spiritual battle. This person, was fighting all kind of demons and, had all kind of mental health issues. And it was so much involved. And so it's crazy how God used me to change this person. But in turn, I ended up changing some things about myself as well. I grew patient. I grew, to be more loving and more caring and more understanding. And now out of my whole company, this person is the one who is perfection. I get no calls from staff about this person. It's amazing. And so I remember I went to go see this person today, actually, for a little bit. And I remember walking into the house and I was just looking at my staff and they were just like, I'm just so glad you hired me because this person is so great and so easy. And all I could do was shake my head. All I could do was shake my head, and all I can think of but God. Because there is no way that I can describe in a physical realm how God can show you something and tell you something belongs to you and he's assigning something to you. And then that whole thing flips in the process cycle, drive you insane. Literally, you feel your mind slipping in that process. But God tells you you can't leave. You don't have the okay to walk away. And because you're obedient and because you fought through, no matter how long it took, months, years, boom, victory. Victory. So to those of you who are fighting because you're in that process and nothing makes sense, fast. Please fast. And again, fasting is not always food. Fasting against something that pulls at your flesh more than anything. Because you will get a lot of downloads. You will get your answers. You will get strength. And before you know it, victory is yours. So you guys don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart. But, you're a warrior. You're a warrior. This is yours. You asked for it. You claimed it. And you got to fight for it. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.